I will battle every day to claim my rightful place. What is this? What is this? Forget Nintendo Switch 2 outselling the Steam Deck. Nintendo Switch 2 has outperformed every PC handheld on the market. What happened, Review Tech USA? I thought you told us all that the Steam Deck was as culturally significant as the iPhone. I thought Nintendo was doomed. I thought the Steam Deck was going to put Nintendo out of business. I thought Valve was this big, epic corporation. I thought PC gaming was superior, which is really funny considering how if PC gaming was so superior, there wouldn't have been any momentum behind this video game console, the Steam Deck, to begin with. But no, people bent over backwards, hyping up the Steam Deck, worshiping it, saying it was going to be this viable competitor to Nintendo Switch. And what the hell happens? It gets fucking berserk raped. It is just as bad as something as you would see in Berserk. This has gone beyond like a typical sales raping, like a typical Nintendo beating its competition thing. It has gone to Berserk levels. It's straight up dark fantasy. And there's just nothing you can do to change that fact. That Steam Deck is finished and it will never, ever come back. So, with all that being said, how did this happen? What did this result in? Why is this a big deal? Why am I so excited about this? The simple fact of the matter is, Steam Deck was hyped up by terminally online fanboys. It was hyped up by weirdos. It was hyped up by like every online PC gaming shill in existence, every tech channel, every YouTuber. They were coming out and saying that this was going to be the end of the Nintendo Switch. Right? They were saying that this thing was somehow going to bring PC gaming to the tablet gaming space, that it was going to be a major innovator in the field, and no one cared. Like, the grim reality is the grim reality is that Valve is not competitive. They are not competing with Nintendo. They cannot do what they do. They cannot make as much money. They cannot produce hardware. And yet, we are still in this weird mindset among a significant chunk of the gaming community that Valve is somehow based and one of the best companies in the industry. And that, to me, is just laughably stupid. To me, that just demonstrates a clear ignorance that completely fails to acknowledge Nintendo's superiority. It's just a giant cope. We've gone from like kids on the playground bragging about Sonic the Hedgehog to PlayStation fans like bragging about licensed movie games and shovelware. And we've moved on to PC gamers, aging Gen X and Boomer, like Gen X and Boomers, like coming out and saying that like Ultima somehow inspired Dragon Quest and The Legend of Zelda. It's just completely delusional. It's just a natural evolution of these spiteful, ignorant people who are just doing everything they possibly can to undermine Nintendo's success and popularity by trying to pretend as if they're not popular, that they're not relevant, that people don't enjoy them, that they're just that they're not cool at all. Like that was what we were supposed to be. That was what we were told initially, is that this was supposed to be the nail in the coffin for Nintendo hardware. And yet, not only did that not happen, Nintendo Switch 2 is setting sales records. It is the fastest piece of hardware ever at this point, and certain people are still coping about it. Like, well, the PS2 sold more, like completely unaware of the fact that Sony's numbers are fake, and that is becoming more and more public knowledge. Like if PlayStation 2 was that popular and that successful, that success would have transferred to the PS3 and beyond. And yet it just didn't happen. Like PS2 was fake. It wasn't a truly successful console. DS outsold it, Wii outsold it, Wii U outsold it, Nintendo Switch outsold it. And the Nintendo Switch 2 will or already has outperformed it. Like in software sales alone, it's kind of remarkable seeing how the Switch 2 is going to dominate because Switch 1 games are still going to be sold on Switch 2, right? The entire like core cope behind PC gaming is this illusion that like, oh, well, we can upgrade our machines and still keep our libraries. Like that isn't the case anymore. Like a Nintendo Switch 2, you can carry over all of your games from that platform onto this. It's that's really all you need to do. It's that's just the reality of it. Looking at what people are doing and seeing what it results in. Like, what benefit does PC gaming have? Because it doesn't have better visuals. It doesn't have like exclusive games. It doesn't have unique features, and it's not an innovator. It's not like doing anything. Like the giant cope that people have about like say emulation or like fan servicey games or what have you. Like it's remarkable, really, like how people don't really seem to accept that Street Fighter 6 on Nintendo Switch 2 is on par with all of the other versions, especially the PC one. Like there is no benefit to playing Street Fighter 6 on PC over the superior Nintendo Switch 2 version. Because unlike the PC version, in which you have to have a high-end gaming PC and a Steam Deck in order to simulate the Switch 2's portability and console features, like Switch 2 is the same exact thing at a fraction of the price. It doesn't matter how much you skimp. It doesn't matter how what deals you get on your PC parts. It doesn't matter like what you do. Like the reality is like video game consoles are always going to be more powerful than gaming PCs at a lower price point because that is what they're designed for. PC gamers cope with this fact by just saying that they'll spend more on their parts. Like they do this weird thing where they conflate like they'll compare like specs from like higher quality parts and compare that to like and like equate that to like lower quality more affordable parts and like try and say that like oh it has higher specs at this lower price point and like it's just a giant cope. I've seen Review Tech USA doing this. They all do this. They all understate how expensive it is to own a gaming PC. They all just kind of are in denial about this thing and about why consoles are continuing to remain popular in this day and age when the narrative for the past decade or more has been that they're on the way out. Like it's more accurate to say that PlayStation and Xbox specifically are dying because of their poor business decisions and what they've been doing. But Nintendo is not only doing well, they are doing better than any PC gaming company. And that's just the reality of it. This is the giant cope that the community can't bring itself to accept, but like all of their hype around Steam and around a Valve and around like things like the Steam Deck, all these people thinking the Switch was going to get like eviscerated by this thing. Like it didn't pan out to shit. Like this was the reality of this situation where Nintendo is just dominating the competition right now, and yet you see this very determined refusal from the community to acknowledge it. Like Mario Kart World on a brand new platform has sold 10 million units. And over time, that's going to grow to like 30, 50, 80, 100 million. And we're going to get a new games. And it's not even taking into consideration all the other games are going to put out in the interim. It is remarkable seeing what links people will go to downplay Nintendo's success and popularity.